Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. This is the second video for today. If you want some context for what we are going to talk about today, I would recommend going to the last video. But anyways, you don't really have to. You can just keep following us from where we are right now. Today's video is called the Backlog. What are we talking about? What is this thing? What is the backlog? Well, let's start by going to our little website. And while you are getting used to the scenes of our website, I'm just going to check the audio. I like to take the first minute and make sure that everybody can hear me and everyone can see me. Good. Okay, so the product that I'm building, this is the free version. And there's going to be a pro version, and someday there'll be a team version. Lots of work to do. It's based on some research that I've done over the years. So this is the paid version. And right now, what you just saw was the free version, which is basically just this section here. And now I've been using two different Google Gemini. And recently, I asked the Google Gemini to help me. So this is the old Google Gemini. Let's read what it says and figure out what we're talking about. It says, create a detailed implementation for the new AI instance to run. The new AI instance will need to decide how to create the prompts for either the assistant or the agent to implement the plan. And remember that it has to be created in bite-sized chunks, be specific, and request testing elements along the way, include advice as you see fit. You are responsible for this plan, and remember what we've learned along the way. What is she talking about? So let's just jump back to our Arrowhead app. Probably it has something to do with the backlog. Now, one question is, what is the backlog? Our basic project management app has our current to-do list. It's probably something within here because this is basically our backlog. The first order of checklists are the larger objective, the thing that I have to build, for example, the homepage. And then here are some things that people have discussed or brought up when we talk about the homepage. Some people talked about this. When we talked about improving the UI of the free app, some people talked about this. So it must be something in here somewhere. Now, since that's a lot of stuff to think about all at the same time, sometimes I use modules to think more deeply about those ideas. So this is my basic project management app, but I have to turn this into an actual system for other people to use because I understand how to use it. Not everyone understands how to use it. So here we go. So now we have a Kanban task list. It's called top 3. So is it about the pro version? I don't think so. It's probably something to do with the homepage, the pricing page, or to make posts. So it's about marketing. Let's check. So jump back into here. I remember this. So the issue that we're facing right now about what happens is people, let's say we clear the session. Let's say you're a manager. And as a manager, you have two choices. Either you're going to have a chat with your boss or you're going to have a chat with your team. If you're going to have a chat with your boss, it's like, hey, boss, okay, so what are the objectives that we need to set out? What are the goals we need to work toward? What are we trying to achieve? And then you go through the brainstorming module, and then you come up with some ideas. Then you go to the choose module, and you pick the objectives, and then you do the objective module. So then the objective module is actually over here. So in fact, I would actually prefer to delete this this word objectives and just have the arrow pointing towards here. Now let's say that we go to the objectives module. No, not the objectives module. Let's say that we go to we're in the brainstorming module. We have 2 issues. So let's say hi. And we go to question 2, we say hi. And then we go to question 3 and we say hi. Now, what I just fixed is this thing where if you click back, if you click previous, and then you go to back to the next step, it saves it. Didn't work. My goodness, I worked on this thing like all last night, 1,000,000 hours, and then I come and test it and it doesn't work. My goodness. Jeez. It's losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. This page doesn't work either. I don't know what to say. Anyways, so let's say we complete the brainstorming module. And then we start the decision-making module. Now, during the decision module, let's say that we had some ideas for some tasks. And then we add a couple of tasks to our task list. And then, wait a minute, I want to go back to the previous page. So currently, you have to actually click the back button. And then, actually, what I want to go to step number 3 of the brainstorming module. How do I do that? So I can't. There's no way. I don't see any ability to do that. So what do we do? Well, I had a little chat with Google Gemini. I recommended some kind of, that hamburger thing. I said, what about those 3 horizontal line button at the top left side of the screen? When you click it, it shows the site map. So that was my idea. So I said, okay, basically, let's do the site map idea. So you click the hamburger button, and then it shows the homepage, the task link, the brainstorm module. It shows all of the different steps. And then, so then you can click any page you want, anytime you want. Great. So then it's going to created this implementation plan, the global navigation sidebar. Great. So then I just cut. Now I'm going to show you the next AI instance. So, all right, here it is. So of course I take responsibility seriously. Creating a plan is not only technically sound, but also accounts for the strengths and weaknesses of our AI tools, blah, blah, blah. The golden rule, every action taken by the tool must be followed by verification. Phase number 1, please generate this, do this. Step number 2.1, so it goes through the whole plan. So this is the new AI instance, which means that now we're going to use our new AI instance in order to create the global navigation sidebar. This is an excellent plan. I understand that it represents the new standard for our workflow, incorporating the crucial lessons learned from previous debugging sessions, the principles of using assistant for precision, agent for scale, verifying every automated step are now core to my operational model. I will adhere to this plan rigorously. As per our protocol, I have updated changes, memory, and decisions log to reflect this new primary task. The previous incident is now fully documented, and its lessons are integrated into my new plan. I'm ready to begin phase 1, step 1.1, create a sidebar HTML structure. I await your command to proceed. Proceed. Now we got an issue. So it's going to proceed. So it says executing phase 1, step 1.1. I'm now issuing a specific prompt to the assistant. To the rep list, please generate self-contained HTML block for our new navigation sidebar. It should be this, should be that. And then I wait the assistant's response to generate HTML and then proceed with the verification step. So what do I do? Because I just went here and obviously it's not working. Let's go to the next step. Click hi, go to previous, then go back to the next step. Doesn't work, it's not saving it. So I don't know what to do. What do you want, Gordon? What are you looking at me for? I just don't know what to do here. Oh, and it's also not saving. It should say hi. And it should say hi. We got a problem. So not only is it not saving, okay, that's got saved. This one did not get saved. Then we go back home. Start objectives. Okay, now it's saved. This one's saved. This one's not saved. Dang it. I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. Let's just click it would just stop that. Stop all workflows. And then I'm going to refresh the screen. What do you want, Gordon D. Gordon? Go back to here. I'm going to do the hard refresh. Command Shift R. Say hi. Click previous. Click next. Come on. Click hi. Hi. Previous. Next. Home. Go home. There should be 4 of them, right? 2, 3, 4, 4. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so I have referred the plan. I've given the plan to the other AI instance, the new architect, and I'm going to begin that project with the new architect. But the issue is that I just opened up the Objective Builder website that has been deployed because today is a new day. So I wanted to just check everything, see how it's doing. It no longer has the functionality as before. And I think it may have something to do with today when I opened up the Replete software, there was like an issue between 2 files. And then it was like, basically it said, do you want to use the updated file or do you want to use the old file? And then I don't know, I just clicked one of the files. I wasn't sure which file to select. So I need you to create a prompt for the assistant and tell it that when I opened up Replit today, that it asked if I wanted to use an old file or the new changed file, that there was some discrepancy between the files. And then I chose one of the files, but now when I tried to click the previous button on any of the pages, that now none of the pages work. I mean, none of them save text when I click previous. Well, it looks like we're in slow motion. In other news, there's some birds outside. Okay, the file conflict dialog is a very confusing, dangerous feature of many IDEs. It's easy to accidentally undo work. It's almost certain that this is the cause of the functionality breakdown. Do not worry. We're not dealing with a new unknown bug. We're dealing with code regression, where the files have likely reverted to an old broken state. Our previous analysis and solution were designed are 100% correct. We'll follow a protocol. Here's the protocol. So, hello, assistant. We're facing a crucial functionality regression. The data saving feature for the previous button, which we recently fixed, has stopped working across the entire site. I believe the cause of the file conflict I encouraged when opening the Replit edit old file, updated file. You're in a task to investigate and confirm if our fixes are still in place. Please perform a targeted check of these three files. For each of these three files, provide this. All right. So no problem. We'll just see what happens. Can't imagine what and like have to deal with this kind of stuff every day. Like, what if somebody messes up the code? Somebody deletes something, somebody messes up something, somebody doesn't know what they're doing. So I'm still not happy about the copy and paste situation with Replit. I don't see why we can't have a better copy and paste button. Now it's costing us a lot of money, and I don't know what's going on. So, now I'm also going to give the thing to the agent. Because the assistant didn't find the problem. What am I doing here? Here it is. All right, so this is an expensive. So if I asked the agent, then it costs 25 cents. If I ask the assistant, it costs 5 cents. So it's a 30-cent question. Now, if you're paying 5 cents, you know what the old adage is that if you're paying 5 cents, you should expect a 5-cent response. Well, I'm not expecting a 5-cent response. I'm expecting the correct answer. You want to listen to this?
The ICE editor is not the code that is running. This is only one possible conclusion. The Replit development server is serving an old, stale version of your HTML files. There is a fundamental disconnect between the editor's file system and the web server process. This is the ghost in the machine we have been chasing. The pkill and restart should have fixed this, but for some reason, it has not. The final test, proving the server editor disconnect. We must now prove this theory beyond all doubt. The following plan will do that. It will involve making a simple, visible change to one file and then using the browser's own tools to see if that change is actually being delivered by the server. Please give this final, diagnostic prompt to the Replit assistant. We have a critical platform issue. We have verified that the code in brainstorm_step 2 HTML is correct in the editor, but the live preview is not running this new code. We need to definitively prove that the server is serving a stale file. Action 1. Make a visible change. First, open the file brainstorm_step 2 HTML. Find the less than h4 greater than tag in the card header. Change its text from brainstorm, step 2, ideate to brainstorm, step 2, ideate, version 2 live test. This gives us a unique, visible marker to search for. Action 2. Provide network inspection instructions. Next, provide me, the user, with simple, step-by-step instructions on how to use the Chrome DevTools Network tab to inspect the brainstorm_step 2 HTML file as it is loaded by my browser. The instructions must include 1. How to open the network tab. 2. The importance of checking the disable cache box. 3. How to perform a hard refresh to trigger a new file download. 4. How to find and click on the brainstorm_step 2 HTML request in the list of network assets. 5. How to open the response subtab to view the raw HTML that the server sent to the browser. Action 3. Define the final test. Finally, instruct me to search the raw HTML in the response tab for the unique string, version 2 live test. My report on whether that string is present or absent will be the final piece of evidence we need. The final verdict. The result of this test will be binary and absolute. If the version 2 live test string is present in the response tab, it means the server is working correctly, and we are facing a JavaScript problem of unbelievable subtlety. If the string is not present, it will be definitive, unshakable proof that the Replit workspace is in a corrupted state and is serving old, stale files. If the test proves the workspace is corrupted, the only professional recommendation left is the nuclear option we previously discussed, forking the REPL. This will create a brand new, clean server environment with a copy of your correct code, which should finally resolve this issue. This concludes my instruction.
All right. Now, before we do that, because I think the redeploy situation is another way to make sure that there's not an issue with the, because it'll deploy whatever the current software system is right now, and I think that is likely. I mean, I don't know what the difference. Like I showed you in the video a couple hours ago. Okay. It's been deployed, so that means now I can go over here. I can click Command and Shift R. it's always asking me to go to brainstorm. Step number 2. We got hi. And here we go. And hi there. And then we're going to click back. And then please work, please work, please work. There, hi there. Okay then, so I just redeployed it. I saved myself from having to do the nuclear option. And that's it. So what's the next thing to do? What is going on? Why am I... For some reason I closed the tab somewhere. Well, I just decided to redeploy the website because I thought maybe that was an easier thing. And yeah, so I redeployed the website, and then now the functionality works. So we don't have to do the nuclear option. Okay, it's good news. Single account. Okay, the final post-mortem. Hey, the core lessons. Mission accomplished. Good. All right, now let's switch over to the new AI instance, and we're going to start with this. So we got the Replit assistant. Please generate this. I will await the response. Generate. Then we'll proceed with the verification step. Are we back to the boring? I prefer where it's like the sewing machine, right? So I always go back to the sewing machine option. And basically what the sewing machine means is there's 2 possibilities. One possibility is emotionally, like, so I would say that in the last week or so, I had to transition as an organism from a person who created a product intellectually, the framework for how I think about how people come up with their ideas for managing business. And to do that, I talked to like 400 people, hours. And then I'm just going to let it work on that. And then from that, I was able to create this headlight steering wheel engine methodology. I think it's a competitor to SWOT methodology, business model canvas. I hope that it becomes a standard part of every business person's university experience. And I think it's elegant, it's beautiful. It uses some of the work of Thomas J. Buchholz. It uses some of the work that I developed with some of the other people. In fact, the brainstorming module, the objectives module, is primarily the work of a gentleman. I call him Roboslav. When I met him, he was doing a degree at MIT and working for a Polish company doing software engineering. And he's really into these thinking tools and thinking methodologies. And it was working with him that we were able to create this objectives module. So this is Thomas Buchholz. This is Thomas Buchholz. There's some influence from this, from Roboslav in this solution. And then I'm not even going to read this because I'm just, I don't understand what the heck they're talking about. There was an interview online yesterday. They were interviewing I think it was the CEO from Pepsi. It's the lady from India, I guess. And she was just talking about her experiences. And earlier in her life, she was um, working for a consulting company. She found that when she worked with consulting companies, she needed to like really interview the people in the company, like the learn how everything is done from like the most basic uh, level of the company. And because if you don't understand like how the sausage is made, it can be a problem. I agree with that idea because, like, yeah, I don't exactly understand how the sausage is made. But at the same time, I don't want to be the CEO of one company. I want to be the CEO of a nation, the nation of Canada. So if you're going to be the CEO of a nation, it means that you cannot possibly understand everything about everything about everything, which means that you really have to have an understanding of how to manage systems. This is actually kind of like a test. So I built a thinking system, and then I applied the thinking system to AI, and then I managed the AI. They're working together. Can I actually produce the output, the intended output, where I don't know how the sausage is made, but I just follow the principles of my management tools. So I think that is a fantastic way to test my managing abilities, and it's a verifiable uh, process because I'm showing people in real time what does my management system look like. I'm using my management system with real AIs. Is that a word? With real people, with real AIs. I'm building something which is extremely complex, where I have zero understanding. What just happened? So this document, it's I asked the new AI to keep track of the here. This document serves as a high frequency running log of all task decisions, code modifications, and strategic proposals made during the active development session. It's the primary input for the updating the three core project documents when the Phoenix protocol session refresh is initiated. Good, fantastic. This is a critical document. The final diagnosis: the stale hot reloading server is a breakthrough, and the detailed narrative provides invaluable context. The information is now integrated into my core understanding. I understand my directives completely. Primary. What's going on? The assistant has proactively improved upon the initial plan, instead of requiring this. Okay, the verification is successful. Updating the log. We're now ready to begin phase 2. Okay. All right, so you see this one goes to the agent. So we paid our 10 cents to do those two. Now we're going to go to the agent to do a global change. It's going to cost us a quarter. A quarter. D. Gordon. It's going to cost us 25 cents. Now, I'm also getting the feeling about like, what am I going to do with the pro version? I'm just going to let it work on this. Let's take a gander over here. What are we doing right now? We're we're updating the, let's go into basic project management. We're going to go into the apps. We're talking specifically about improving the AI of the free app. Fix the save button. Okay, we did that. Click the app on different devices. Okay, so what we're actually doing here is create a hamburger burger slash map navigation. In the progress. New page. Why would we say new page? They call it a page. I don't want it to be a page. Ah, now I see why. There was this thing. Let's click edit. And enter. Is that a page? Is it always a page? Let's do a new something. Actually, I don't care. We'll figure it out over time. I don't know why they call that a page. Yeah, I was just talking about the Pro version app, but now I think maybe our app's finished. No, it's not finished. So this is what our 25 cents is doing. Okay, so what's going to happen with Replit is I'm going to definitely hit the constraints of how much money we got for this app. And we have our Pro version also that we're working on. We've been working on the Pro version for quite a while. The issue is like, what do I do? So when I finish the free version, or at least we're working on the free version, it's going to take some time. We're going to be constantly updating and improving the free version. And also, since the free version of the app is using Replit, the website is likely also using Replit because it needs to be integrated like relatively soon. And but the Pro version, I could continue to develop it in Windsurf, or I can keep using Replit. I would recommend, I guess, using Windsurf for the Pro version. Continue, because then I'll be using Windsurf. I'll stay on top of the process for working with Windsurf. Then I'm also using Replit, so I'm learning how to use Replit. And these are different apps, so I'm developing different skills in the process. So I think that's the issue, right? So because I want to continue working on the Pro version app, I think I'll do that on Cursor, not Cursor, on Windsurf. And then continue working with the free version and have the free version integrate into the website. Now I could slow down. Like, the other thing is, how much money do you have to actually pay when you run out of credits? So is it like, because I'm going to run out of credits really soon. When you buy more credits, how much do more credit cost? Yeah, this is just my credit card information. I need to find the pricing page actually. Yeah, we're definitely getting close to the limit usage. Okay, so it thinks it's done. I don't know what's going on here. All right, so I have talked to 3 ladies from Pakistan, and I have a meeting with the fourth lady, starting in 4 minutes from now. So I would like to be able to share the success of this. So we're going to see if it works or not very shortly, and then we're going to talk to our fourth candidate, potential candidate. My hope is that I can talk to 1 or 2 of these people like once or twice a week. I would say that the best situation would be to have 2 different people, because then there will be some element of conversation, competition. For example, like the one girl, I would be like, okay, so I finally made a decision. I decided on these 2 different tutors, and then okay, I talked to the first tutor, and then she's like, okay, you need to fix this, you need to do this. This is how we can solve this. So she gives me all this advice, and then I go to the second tutor and be like, hey, so I decided on you and 1 other tutor, and this is what we talked about with the other tutor in my last lesson, and so this is our current situation. And then she'll be like, oh, really? That's what she said? Well, this is what I think. And then she'll like try to like one up the other girl. She'll be like, this is what I think. I think that this was a good idea, this was a bad idea, this is a better idea. And then she'll give me all of these ideas. What? Failure report. I've analyzed the code. The agent's global rollout has failed verification. The agent has proven itself fundamentally unreliable for complex multi-part global changes. It hallucinates its own implementation details, deviates from verified components, reintroduces patterns that are explicitly forbidden by our project's architectural principles. Its self-reported verification is meaningless. The agent will only be used for simple, single-action tasks that can be described in 1 sentence. Jeez, all complex rollouts must be managed through a more granular process with the assistant. Operational clean sweep. We must now meticulously clean up the agent's mistakes. We'll use the assistant for this entire process. Step 1, fix this. Step 2, remove this. Step 3, do this. Only after this. Okay. Wow. Now, let's see if we can do this. So one other possibility is we throw it back into agent. Let agent work out these details. All right, I gotta go. So we'll let agent work on that and next time.